that's a different underage kid riding one of those four-wheeler things. On the road, he looks like he's 14. So maybe they have a unique law for those kids. Because maybe it's a top speed or something. Oh, it's... Alright, I should have known. Never seen mail like this before. You just kind of move that, see if you have any letters in there. There's a knife, a butter knife. What's this? There's a top, middle, and you check that. That's a lot of work into it. Oh, alright. I gotta confess that I find a lot of the parking options very discouraging. There was one that looked nice next to the hotel, and guess what? There's a cop truck. Cop sleeps right across the street from it. Lives right across the street. And then looking at the grocery store, there's it's not a sidewalk like this. The end is flattened so you could pull into right next to this grocery store. That would have been something. And here is a school. It's possible. Oh, man. I don't like it exactly. Maybe across the street over there or something. Oh, I like to avoid loves. I hate loves. And they're outside the city pretty good ways, and they have no internet. They're not like Flying J's, I don't know why. Or no, they charge money for internet. Something like that. Either way, I never get access. I don't think the Salina police force has a single cop car. They're all trucks. Okay, this is a police station. I think I counted about 4 police trucks. And it seems like they like parking at the library for some reason. So what is it, pushing October 15th is just short of that. And October 10th maybe. And nights are getting a little chillier than I care for. I like to think I'm making a valiant jump every day south, but maybe it's not big enough to make up for the cold that's really sweeping in at a fast rate. I think I could survive tonight, and I want to make a pretty good sized jump, maybe an hour's drive, 60 miles. I hate making too big of jumps, but with the cold as the way it is, it's definitely becoming more convincing. It's like it's pumpkin time at Holly's Pantry Gas and Groceries, Snacks, Ice, Pop, and Beep. And Beep. So you got a Veterans Memorial that they put quite a bit of money into. And also it says Mormon Pioneer Heritage. And they had a lot of good information here. Somebody attacked this. It is pretty old. Mormon Pioneer Heritage. This is the same side. So it looks the same on both sides. So there's the directions right in front of this visitor center. Can't see the hours though. It's a little surprised to, I was watching this road all night pretty much, listening to it. It's been busy all night. 1 a.m., 2 a.m., 3 a.m. These people just can't stop driving. You know, when my great-grandpa talked about selling liquor in Alaska to the volunteer group that showed up there, I wonder why he didn't take those liquor selling skills and not start a liquor store business in Shell Lake, Wisconsin. He just stuck with the barber shop. He did the they got their own dirt bike. He tried to make a wooden boat factory, but that failed. There's people that still have some wooden boat factories. Might be more about hobby stuff. But you'd think that with the success that he found in selling liquor, he might have wanted to start some kind of side operation with that. Maybe he felt that he would dip into his merchandise too much. Wanted to keep somewhat of a discipline. 7:30. All right, these guys are 3 minutes late. Oh no, they unlocked the other side. Okay. At Barret. This thing is so old for the old style. And they're still selling it. That's gotta come way down in price. You couldn't give this away. This same dill was 59 cents at the other store that I bought it. Huge difference. Okuba Farms. But I feel a little guilty spending so much money. $7.49 for dill seed, $7.49 for dill weed, and like $3.50 for parsley. I want to mix particularly the dill seed and the dill weed together and taste that. I think I have dill seed in the car somewhere, but I need to find somewhere to clean out this car. Evaluate what all I got in here. I bet I got something really rotting in here. But I want to mix all three, because I think all three can be a good mix, and then have them mixed into a smaller container. Just not sure what kind of food this would go with. Could I just mix it in crushed peanuts? The seeds are a little strong, and that strength gets reduced with dillweed and parsley, so that it's actually quite tolerable. I needed to mix with a food. I don't know what kind of food exactly. Well, after chewing on a dried tomato, it seems like maybe this could go okay with. So throw some of these oiled tomatoes in, mix them all together, and that could maybe be something. Right, well, the tomatoes and oil seem to really neutralize its strong effects from the dill seed and the dill seed. The dill greens and the parsley neutralize it slightly. This really neutralizes that strong after effect. I get the impression that cheese would do a really good job too. Alright, so I had to ghetto use the bathroom in this workforce services. I was looking for the city hall, but it didn't show up on my map, so yeah, it's only a block and a half from the library where I left my car. Alright, I shouldn't have spent money on applesauce with this. Got apples that dropped. I see this grapevine. I saw it from a distance. No grapes, so there's plenty of goat head. It really spreads across the parking lot good when it's unchecked. You can hear the crunching. That's all the goat heads. Night's Inn. This is probably an old pool. Yeah. They put some kind of logs over it. Chemical storage. This hasn't been used in years. Why they bother even having created that? There's so many of these cheap motels that had pools that are no longer in use. Must have been a idea they had back in the mid 1900s or something that it was a common trait. This area is more popular to drive through than to walk around. It's not exactly a pedestrian type of business setup. What? Oh, there's no motor in there. It's got a long way to go. So the library is over this way. I guess I could have just parked anywhere I wanted to around this parking area. It does seem kind of active though. Like it might fill up and cause people to have to drive around in circles and wait. Alright, so it doesn't really advertise itself as a city hall. I looked for city hall and it didn't show it right here. It looks like this is it. Yeah, with the hours. That's city hall hours. Oh, okay. Hey, is this a city hall? Oh, okay. Just looking.
I don't know if I'll make it. If it burned down and you had to buy a new building, say so maybe 50, but I need a square footage. Yeah, maybe you can just walk it and measure. I can walk it on the back. Or 45 by.
Yeah, it's surprising they don't have any wording that's called, it's called Richfield City Center. That's the same as City Hall, but it's a little confusing. As attractive as Cedar City and St. George appear, and I've been there. I know the areas, and it's only been 2 years. I'm gonna skip those. And in fact, I'd have to kind of go out of my way to go to them anyway. But the next few cities, if I go past Cedar City and St. George, it's like there's really nothing for libraries. Just a lot of small villages with not much but a group of housing together. So I'm looking at some pretty big jumps heading south of this city. I think this is the main Richfield City Park. Somewhat in the city, kind of on the outskirts. Are the bathrooms locked? It's October 10th today. Have they locked the bathrooms for the winter yet? It's hard to say. Nope. I got my start at Beehive Industries, Certified Vocational Training. Park View Salon. Now that's selling on the lowest common denominator. Alright, I'm gonna go to the nearest grocery store. Lynn's is kind of a chain. I found this interesting, this tree growing on the road. How will it expand further? Have to come back in 10 years. I gotta say that anise is not very effective for holding back gas problems, farting problems. But dill seems like it's pretty effective. I haven't really had any serious problems. Maybe I could challenge myself more by consuming more raisins and onions. Those are the worst. But to counteract it with dill, because anise doesn't do it. But it's also, there's warnings saying that anise is under the same family as dill, and if you have some kind of reaction to allergic reaction to anise, or there's a few other ones, fennel maybe, then dill is going to be a problem. I swear, enjoying the extremes of health are one of the best ways to live. Work out hard, sleep hard. Because, I mean, that's the pattern of my heart, how my heart was working. It would increase beating while I inhale and then slow down beating when I exhale. But my heart has stopped doing that. It's just like, it beats the same when I inhale and beats the same when I exhale. So that's a bad sign for health. And I'm really not even able to get into the routine of working out hard and sleeping hard with this constant travel and, well, just a lack of resources. It's really frustrating. Instead, my lifestyle is like about like fighting sleep in the libraries and not getting good enough sleep in my car. It's really works. It's really an anti-health regimen, and yeah, it is breaking me down because I'm getting more pains more often. Walking behind here, it's starting to turn into a pigsty smell. It gets stronger over here, like a pigsty. I think it's coming from this garbage. I gotta say, not many garbages at grocery stores really smell pigsty-ish like that. They're doing something unusual, holding on to the food a little longer in between pickups. Probably not participating in any food banks. I didn't see any food banks in Richfield. I have to take another look. Right after getting a whole chicken, I am a little scared. It's like a lottery with chickens. Sometimes they get me I feel ill after eating them. Sometimes I feel okay. I like to think that it depends on what I mix with the chicken, but it may not always be the case. It's probably the messiest library I've ever seen. Oh, those mountains are going to get a little more snow, it looks like, with this extra rain. There's a pretty good crowd at this Walmart. Might be 15 RVs.